Madam Deputy Speaker, whilst much of this debate has focused on Tier 3 restrictions in light of the Government's shambolic handling of the deal with the Mayor of Greater Manchester, worryingly little is being said by the Government about support for those regions living under Tier 2 restrictions, as Bradford and West Yorkshire currently are. Under these restrictions, our businesses may have not been told to close, but let me be clear, they are still facing significant downturns in trading. Our hospitality sector in particular is being savaged by those rules that tell us only one household can meet up. In them, there are also many people still on furlough and Tier 2 areas, as their jobs are not expected to properly return until the country opens back up again, and they face the prospect of having to survive this winter on a fraction of their normal wages. Yet, despite the jobs and incomes that are at risk, the Government are doing nothing for Tier 2 regions. Indeed, when I asked the Prime Minister just last week if he will guarantee that local authorities will receive the support that they need to help local businesses and protect the incomes of already low-paid workers, he ducked the question, telling me about funding we already knew about, but nothing concrete about support for the weeks going forward. Madam Speaker, between March and September, my constituency has already seen almost 4,000 more people left unemployed, almost 1,000 of which are aged 16 to 24, and we already have average wages that are £100 a week lower compared to the rest of the country. We cannot lose any more jobs or risk a further fall in wages, and the Government must act to protect them and protect incomes, because the job support scheme will just not be enough to discourage employers from letting staff go. I therefore want to urge ministers to accept calls from the West Yorkshire Combined Authority to give the region what it needs and to protect jobs, businesses and communities, and to engage constructively with West Yorkshire leaders to this end. There also must be a specific focus on the self-employed who risk being forgotten, as they very nearly were by ministers at the start of this crisis. Our taxi drivers, delivery drivers, tradesmen and others all deserve support, and their loss of business and income are through no fault of their own. However, if the Government forces, Madam Deputy Speaker, West Yorkshire into Tier 3, then we need to know now and be prepared now. There can be no delay, and ministers must agree on financial support packages in time. Failing to do so will leave businesses in limbo and leave those in low-paid employment and those either working fewer hours or not are all deeply worried over just how they will get by this winter. Based on our population and the financial packages already secured by Liverpool, South Yorkshire and Lancashire, West Yorkshire will need, as a starting point, £75 million for 2.5 million strong population if we were placed in Tier 3 restrictions. Anything less, Madam Deputy Speaker, quite frankly, would be an insult to the people living in the north. Madam Deputy Speaker, time not permitting, in conclusion, I will never stop fighting, and neither will those on this side, for our constituents when it comes to their jobs, businesses and communities, and the Government need to step up and give both Tier 2 and Tier 3 regions the assistance that we desperately need.